Hi, my name is Julia. Welcome to my Somatic Yin Yoga practice. Today we are going to focus on the hips, inner thighs and spine. And we are going to start with some somatic exercises and then move on with Yin Yoga poses and finish with Yoga Nidra. During the practice we will also stimulate some acupressure points to help soften the body and calm the mind. And like I always like to say, you don't need to perform anything, just meet yourself where you are. And let's begin in a comfortable seated position. And if you have yoga blocks, you can place a block under your seat so that your knees will be lower than your hips. And then bring the inner palms over your knees, over your inner thighs. And relax your shoulders down. And maybe let's roll the shoulders a few times just to help relax more. And allow your shoulders to relax further away from your ears. And just close your eyes here. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale with a sigh through the mouth. Let's do it again to help bring awareness to this moment and to this place. Big breath in through the nose and release it through the mouth. And as you stay here, just use these moments to check in with yourself and see how you're feeling in your skin today. And then bring the attention to the sit bones and imagine roots growing from there deep into the ground underneath you. Stronger and bigger, getting deeper and deeper underneath. And imagine water cascading down from your shoulders through your arms and all the way down to your fingertips. And then from your sitting bones, imagine a strong light spiraling up through the spine and all around the spine, all the way to the crown of your head and beyond. And as you keep staying here, observe where in your body you feel tightness. And where in your body do you feel softness? Where in your body do you feel heaviness? And where do you feel lightness? And observe which part of your body do you feel most connected to right now. And from here, just gently open your eyes and softly gazing forward. And we are going to transition to the first Yin Yoga pose. So if you have a block under, just take it out. And we are going to find half butterfly pose. So stretch the right leg forward and bend the left knee. Bring the left foot inside the right inner thigh. Yeah. The right leg might be looking exactly forward, or you might open a little bit to the diagonal. And if you need support here, you can take a bolster and just place it under your torso, under your arms, and starting to fold forward. Yeah. If you need even more support, you can grab a block, for example, and you can place it under your forehead. Just find the most comfortable place here. Yeah. Take all the support you need. And observe the sensations. So this posture works on the back of the leg, inner thighs. In Yin Yoga, there are two reasons to move. And one is, as you spend some time in a certain shape, in a Yin Yoga posture, you might observe that the body will soften and will allow more, and you can explore deeper. And the second is, for whatever reason you feel uncomfortable or you fear injury, then you are allowed to go out of the shape altogether. Gently coming out of the shape, releasing the bolster, the block, and releasing the leg. And finding a resting position, so you can lie on your back, or you can even roll on one side and rest for a while. And then finding your way back up, transitioning without rushing. And we are going to half butterfly on the other side. So keep the left leg long and bring the right foot inside the left inner thigh. Yeah. If the bent knee is up and it doesn't touch the ground, you can bring a block underneath. Again, if you need support, take all the support you need. And just start to soften and fold forward. Observe the sensations that arise. And practicing in yoga is like practicing to run a marathon. So if you're just beginning and you start to run too fast, too quickly, you might risk injury. But if on the contrary, you don't push yourself a little or you don't try enough, then you might never be prepared really to run a marathon. So in yoga practice, if you dive too quickly and too deeply, you might risk injury. But if on the contrary you don't try to explore your limits there, you might never get the full benefits of the pose, of the shape. Slowly rise, release your props, release the leg, and again finding your way back to the mat, lying on the back or simply rolling on one side to rest for a little while. If you're lying on your back, just roll to one side, press into the top hand, and find your way back to a seated position. And from here, we are going to transition to the yogic squat. So, bringing your feet as wide as your mat, toes looking to the exterior, elbows inside the knees, palms together in front of the heart, and maybe you can touch your chest bone with your thumbs. If this is not accessible and you need support, you can take a block and just sit on the block. Yeah. So if you have found your most comfortable place, just close your eyes. Hold a long spine for the beginning. This is very nice for working on the inner thighs, pelvic floor. It's a great posture also to help with menstrual pain for women. And as we stay here, I will invite you to bring the hands, so to just cross your arms and bring the hands under the collarbones. So just find your collarbones first, and then go slightly down. You will find your chest muscle there, your pectoralis, and just start to massage it with your fingers. You can massage it in a circular motion, or you can even press and release. Yeah. This is kidney 27. This is an acupressure point which stimulates kidney. And kidney, when imbalanced, is related and associated with fear. And when we press here, not only that we soften the body, we help soften the area, but we invite inside a feeling of inner trust, courage, and clarity. Release your hands, and for a few breaths more, just if you want, you can release your arms down and allow your spine to gently arch, to round, and release your head down to stretch the back of the neck. And from here, just bring your hand behind you and come and sit on your mat. And once again, taking a resting position, you can lie on your back, or once again, roll on your favorite side. Pressing again into your top hand and rising, transitioning to all fours. So find your way to the hands and knees. From here we are going to continue with some spinal waves. So press into your palms, keep your palms under your shoulders, keep your knees under your hips, and bring the attention to your spine. And lift your tailbone, lift your chest, lift your gaze here. You're stretching the front side of your body and holding the shape, just move the hips back towards your heels. When you get close to that area, start to round your spine. So taking the tailbone in, the head in, and with a rounded back, find your way back to all fours and then back to neutral. Once again, lift your tailbone, lift your chest, your gaze, stretching on the front side of your body, holding the shape, move back, and from there start to round your back and lift. One more time, open, moving back towards the heels, start to round your spine and lift up. This is the last one, open the front body, moving back slowly, from there tailbone in, chin to the chest, rounding the spine and finding your way back to neutral. And from here we are going to step the right foot forward, rising here. You can hold the hands over your front knee, or you can keep just the right hand there and bring the left hand over the front hip, the left front hip. And we're going to do this pelvic tilt. Tuck the tailbone in and push the pubis forward. So you're gonna feel the stretch in your front hip in the left side. And then release. Once again, tailbone in, pushing the pubis forward, stretching on the front of the hip, squeezing the glute, and then release. Let's do that for a few times more. Squeeze, pushing forward, and release. One more. Release, and this is the last one, just stretching the front side of the hip and releasing. And from here, bring the hands down and finding our way to dragon. Yeah. So release the hips close to the mat. The hips will be heavy and low. You can stretch the left foot back, or you can keep the toes tucked into the mat, however you prefer. And you can grab your blocks if you need support. Yeah, you can place the blocks under your hands. After a while, maybe you can lower them. And then maybe you can explore and see how it feels if you lower on your forearms. So either you're working with the blocks or without it, just find your way, find your place, and relax. You can lower your head and just find the most passive posture here. Try not to hold tension in your hips, so just let them become heavy and low. And this is a wonderful posture to work on the hips. And thighs. Yeah. And as we stay here, I am going to read a poem which is called Fear by Khalil Gibran. It is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled from the peaks of the mountains, the long winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean, because only then will fear disappear. Because that's where the river will know it's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. So this poem reminds us that the things that many times scare us are just a form of resistance to our own transformations in many of the cases, right? But when we allow our heart to open, fear loses its power. Rising again, up on the hands, taking the hips back, and finding your way again to a resting position. So either lying on your back, resting on one side, again finding your way back up. And we prepare for the other side, so coming to all fours once again. Another round of spinal waves. So lifting the tailbone, lifting the face, stretching on the front side of the body, holding the shape, pushing the hips back, and from there starting to round the spine and come back up to all fours. Once again, stretch the front body, push the hips back. From there, closing the front body, stretching the back side, and coming to all fours. Continue with your own rhythm. One more. And coming back to neutral spine, just step the left foot forward, rising up, hands on the front knee, and you can hold them there, or you can bring the right hand to the right front hip. Tuck the tailbone in, push the pubic bone forward, squeeze the glutes, stretching the front side of the right hip, and then release, coming back to neutral. Squeeze and release. Pelvic tilt here. So this exercise is wonderful to stretch the psoas muscle and the whole front hip. Squeeze the tailbone, hold for a little bit, and release. One more. And release. And from here, bring your hands to the mat. Maybe walk your left foot further forward and start to make your hips heavy and low for dragon. Observe how it feels on this side, and it might not feel the same as the other one. Yeah, we all have asymmetries, and probably you already know that, but If you need props again, take your blocks, observe which height you need to keep the blocks on. Maybe after staying for a while, you will notice that the body starts to soften and will allow more. So you can lower your blocks, or you can lower on your forearms. Forearms over the block, or over the blocks, or directly on the mat. And as we stay here, I invite you to reflect on the poem I have read before and the meaning of it. And rising back up on the hands, releasing the blocks if you have them, and lying on the mat or rolling on one side to rest. And rising, finding the way to dangling. So come up on your feet, grab your blocks if you want to, and fold here. So allow your torso to get close to the legs. You can keep the knees bent if needed, right? And if you can easily touch your mat with your palms, with your hands, maybe you will keep them there. If you need support, use your blocks. And just let yourself hang here, right? So release your head, release your neck, release your shoulders, arms. This posture is stretching the lower back, relaxing the hamstrings. And we are going to stimulate another acupressure point, stomach 36. So bring your hands to your kneecaps, yeah? And go a little bit lower, like on the sides, and find the tibia, so find the shin bone. And there is your as you're working there with your hands, you will find this tender little dip, right, at the edge of the shin. So just massage that area. It's about 4 fingers under the kneecap. So if you have found that dip, just massage that area with your fingers. And this is acupressure stomach point, stomach 36, one of the most important acupressure points. It supports digestion, boosts energy, and strengthens the legs. And as you massage this area, it's like you're telling your body you're safe, you're supported, and you have strength. And slowly release your hands down. Hold the shape a little bit more. And then just bend the knees, place the knees to the floor, and let's rest a little bit in child's pose. And instead of child, if you prefer to take some other resting position, you're welcome to do so. And from here, rising, and come on your all fours. Tuck the toes under, and then just walk your hands towards you for toe squat. Yeah? So keeping the toes tucked into the mat, sitting with your hips over the heels. Relax your hands over your thighs, and softly gaze forward. And as you hold the shape, bring the attention to the tip of your nose and observe the cooler air that enters as you inhale and the warmer air that you exhale. So hold the attention to the tip of your nose and observe each breath, in and out. Cooler air entering with the inhale, warmer air with the exhale. One more breath. Observe how you inhale cooler air and how you're releasing warmer air with the exhale. And then just release, stretch your toes back and sit again. And from here, transition to your resting position. Rising again back up on the hands and knees. We are going to camel pose. So for camel pose, you can keep the toes tucked, or you can stretch the toes back. Yeah? You will be sitting on your knees and bring the hands behind you to your lower back. And in camel pose, we are also going to stimulate one, or actually two acupressure points, urinary bladder 23 and 47. They are right on the sides of your lumbar spine. So if you go 2 fingers lateral from your lumbar spine, that's urinary bladder 23. And if you go 2 fingers more, so 4 altogether, that's urinary bladder 47. Yeah? So if you hold your whole 4 fingers there to that area and you massage it, you will be stimulating both acupressure points. And these are supporting the kidneys, so releasing fear and inviting a feeling of calmness. So as you keep pressing that area, just roll your shoulders back and pushing the pubic bone forward. Just open your chest up towards the ceiling and your face also up. You can squeeze your glutes here if you feel like a pressure in your lower back. Keep pushing the pubic bone forward. Keep opening the chest. And maybe you're still massaging that area with your fingers. And gently release. Come into a child's pose and just rest your forearms to the floor. Maybe you place your palms one on top of each other and release your forehead over your palms. And if you want, you can gently move left and right, so swaying your hips to the left and right to help release the lower spine. Good. And from here, rising and finding your way back to a comfortable seated position. And again, you can take a block and place it under your hips. You can also sit on your bolster if you prefer. Yeah? So find your most comfortable seated position and just relax your hands. We are going to do a breathing exercise which is called negative breathing. And for that, bring the left hand in the Yana Mudra, which is like the thumb and the index finger together and the other 3 fingers pointing down. And then bring the right hand to your forehead, so index and middle finger touching the middle of your forehead. And we are going to pinch the nose with the thumb and ring finger. Yeah? Not just yet, okay? So just keep the hands ready and prepared. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so, or gently gaze forward without focusing on something in particular. And before we start, let's take a settling breath together. So inhale through the nose and fully exhale the breath through the nose. Again, inhale, pinch your nose, chin to the chest and hold your breath there. And there gather all the negative thoughts you might have. Lift your chin again parallel to the ground. Close the right nostril and exhale through the left side, releasing the negatives you have gathered. Inhaling through both nostrils. Pinch your nose, chin to the chest, hold your breath. Gather all the negative thoughts, people, situations, everything that do not serve you anymore. Lift your head, keep the right nostril closed and exhale through the left. Release the right nostril as well. Inhale through both nostrils. Close your nose, tuck the chin to the chest, hold your breath. Gather all the negatives, everything that doesn't support you anymore. Lift your head. Exhale all the negatives through your left side, through your left nostril. And then release the right hand. And keep breathing through your nose, in and out, a few times. Observe how you're breathing. Maybe it feels easier to breathe. Maybe it feels like you have more clarity. And more expansion in your breath. And as you keep staying here, bring the attention to your sitting bones. And from there, you're lengthening through the spine all the way up to the crown of your head, like you're lengthening up towards the sky. You're getting longer and longer. This is your length. And this is your dignity. And repeat after me out loud or with your inner voice. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. You're breathing again into your length. Now bring the attention to your back and imagine you have wings growing sideways, horizontally, bigger and bigger and bigger. This is your width. This is your belonging and your connection to the world. And repeat 3 times after me. I belong. I belong. I belong. Expanding your wings one more time. Now bring the attention to your chest, to your front body, and then to your back. And you're breathing there into your depth. Expanding that area more and more with each breath. And this is safety. Repeat after me 3 times. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. Now you're breathing into your length, into your width, and into your depth. And this is your wholeness, your aliveness. And slowly release the shape, release the block if you have one underneath you, and find your way to lying on the floor. We are going to finish the class with Yoga Nidra. So make yourself comfortable, take a blanket if you need to, take a cushion under your head, or maybe place a bolster under your knees if you have this need. Find your most comfortable place for you lying on the floor. And after you have found the place, try not to move anymore. Right? So try to keep the shape and try to stay still. Just follow my voice. Relax the right foot, right ankle, right lower leg, relax the right knee, the right thigh, and the right hip. Relax the left foot, left ankle, left lower leg, soften the left knee, left thigh, and left hip. Your whole lower body is soft and relaxed. Let your spine melt into the floor underneath you. Relax the right shoulder, right arm, right forearm, the right hand and fingers. Relax the left shoulder, left arm, left forearm, hand and fingers. Feel your head heavy on the mat. And soften your face. Soften the space in between your eyebrows, and the space between the eyebrows and the hairline. Soften your eyelids over your eyes. Allow your cheeks to melt. Relax your jaw. So maybe your lips will separate one from each other. And relax your tongue inside your mouth. Your whole body is soft, calm, and relaxed. Observe the noises around you. And maybe the smells. Observe the taste in your mouth. And observe the colors and shapes you see behind your closed eyes. Observe your body touching the floor and the air against your skin. And then deepen your breath and start to find some gentle movement in your toes, in your fingers. And moving up, inviting more movement, more activeness. Bring the feet together. Stretch your arms overhead and give yourself a long stretch, a nice stretch, like you do when you wake up in the morning. And then bend the knees and roll to your favorite side. And when you're ready to rise again, press into the top hand and rise towards a comfortable seated position. And bring the hands together in front of your heart. Say thank you to your body, to your breath. Say thank you to your practice. And then, if you want, let's close the class today with this affirmation. I trust myself. You can repeat it out loud or with your inner voice. I trust myself. I trust myself. And when you're done, open your eyes and finish your class. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.